And here's the other side of it. First, the COVID-19 pandemic, then the anti-lockdown protests, and now the anti-vaccine protests. You heard that right. There is no vaccine yet, and there are people who would rather get infected by the deadly virus than take a vaccine to prevent it. With these anti-vax protests gaining ground hard and fast in Europe, the crisis is turning out to be a nightmare for governments.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus. When the nuclear attack came,
Needless to say, this is Bill Gates, the billionaire founder of Microsoft. In this TED Talk nearly 5 years ago, he warned the world to prepare for pandemics like the one we are facing right now. Even since, he has been the subject of dangerous conspiracy theories. Today, he is being accused of creating the virus. They say Bill Gates is running a business operation here. Gates has pledged $300 million for the COVID-19 vaccine research.
as an example,
Some say he is trying to implant a location tracking microchip into the vaccine recipient. Welcome to the world of anti-vaccine protesters. Yes, they are a fast-growing breed who threaten to derail the global response to put an end to the pandemic. It is strange that they do not wish to take a vaccine that does not exist. Five and a half million cases worldwide. Half of these infected people are struggling to breathe. They are fighting for survival. Over 300,000 have died due to the deadly virus. Millions are counting the days until a vaccine is available. But these protesters would rather die than take the vaccine. They are opposing the urgency in developing a vaccine. They say a vaccine developed at express speed could be unsafe. This is a reasonable concern. Surely, medical establishments will do the required tests before administering the vaccine to humans. But what about physicians who are against forced vaccinations? Here's one such example. The protesters say vaccines are nothing but chemicals that the government injects into its citizens without their consent. Today, anti-vaxxers are filling town squares of major European cities such as Berlin, Zurich, and Vienna. The resistance is beginning to trouble governments as they ease lockdowns to reboot their economies. Anti-vaccination protests have also reached the United States. Such protests have been taking place in America's prominent cities for at least 5 years. The Center for Disease Control has just reported a steep decline in the number of American children receiving their routine immunizations. In 2019, the anti-vax movement caused the return of measles to the United States. In Switzerland, 20% of the people say they will not get vaccinated. In Austria, it is 18%. In Germany, 9% of the population is opposed to vaccines, while in the UK, it is 10%. According to a YouGov survey, only half of the surveyed Americans are willing to get vaccinated. The anti-vaccine messaging is getting louder. Governments are now facing a dilemma. Should a majority of the population be immunized as quickly as possible? And should they risk instigating a mass movement by making the vaccine compulsory? Bureau Report, WION World is One.